So take a step back before I get all up in your
remember, because I don't remember. I remember every bit of this.
You're the dudes holding on the phone line. Your voice will be heard, sir.
Next caller, please.
Derek's gonna get him.
Sports and politics. Fantasy sports and politics. Fantasy sports and politics. Fantasy sports and politics.
Listeners are asking questions about this week's games, not Jerry's personal beef. So what's your thought?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Fantasy Sports and Politics. It's me, it's Mr. FSP, doing what I do because I do it for you. Hey, look, we are early this week. We are early. I might do a show on Sunday because if you miss this show, you're going to be mad. You're going to be mad. Why? Okay, first of all, last week, I went 10-5. I'm back on the winning track, guys. I'm back on the winning track. Secondly, I have a great guest. Now, what I normally do is we talk football first. But that's not going to happen today. We're going to talk about some things that are very near and dear to my heart, as well as many of you. If you did not know, you should, because I've been doing this for 15 years. I'm a former, just retired, public affairs, military, Army guy who just left the federal government. I accepted the DRIP, Deferred Resignation Program. And now I'm a professor at Grand Canyon University. But I went through a lot of things in my life. If you have not bought the book, Game of Life, Trauma and Drama, growing up in Chocolate City, Washington, D.C. was no joke for me. And my guest, he has a great story to tell. But let me give you his background. First of all, he has 20 years. 20 years. That's a lot. That's a prison sentence. I did 24, not 20 years in prison, but 20 years in the military, in contract writing. Now, he's an elder. If you don't know what an elder is, get yourself in church. Get yourself in church. Get a little Jesus in your life, right? But he bridges faith and leadership and the future of learning. I just learned something about him before we came on air. Artificial intelligence. One of my books, a whole saga that I just wrote, haven't released but one book of it yet, is about AI. We're going to talk to him about it. But that faith and that leadership is what I really want to get into. So we're going to bring on Elder Daniel Bailey. He has an MBA, an MHA, and a master's in divinity. So I have a master's in human relations. He has a master's in human administration and business administration. I don't want to steal all his thunder, but we're going to bring him on right now. Brother Bailey, how you doing?
Doing well. How are you doing? Thank you for having me on this great show.
Thank you. I know it's early.
Yeah.
For you, it's 10 a.m. For me, it's 7. But I'm glad to have you on. So let's talk a little bit about yourself. Please introduce yourself to the people. Let them know who you are, what you do, and why it's important.
Yeah. So, first of all, thanks for having me on the show, Victor. This is an excellent show. I love how the subject matters are so diverse, and that's how if you look at me in my life has gone through different iterations and gone through different phases, and it's been very diverse. So, first of all, my name is Daniel Bailey, Elder Daniel Bailey. Some people call Reverend Minister, but I'm a late 70s, 80s baby. So I'm Tupac era. So I said one something a little easier because sometimes people are like, hey, like nah, you could call me Daniel, but the technical term, yes. I have 3 master's degrees, and I'm working in the process of hopefully finish my doctorate soon. But my first master's is I have an MBA. I also have a master's in health administration, and then I also have a master's in divinity. My career started, or my life started, in the DMV area, Chocolate City, in Maryland, and it took me through several iterations of life, similar to yours, in regards to navigating the interesting streets of life, and also figuring out who I was, right? Finding out your purpose. And so by me trying to find out my purpose, right, I was able to do that, but I had to do that through the lenses of who was the creator of me, right? And so just like with a watch is always, if you want to figure out how the watch works, right, you're going to look at who made the watch, right, and who designed it, because whoever designed it, guess what, knows all the intricacies of that particular watch. And so as my process in life traveled me through different phases, growing up in the DMV area, through God's grace, I was able to play ball, and that's what I did. But dealing with learning disabilities, dealing with self-esteem issues, dealing with of value, those things all came in dealing with the fact that dealing as a person, as an African American and a target, these were the things that I had to deal with at that age group, and all our people, not just me, but a whole generation had to do. And those who were able to survive that era, aka the crack era, had to deal with, right? And so for us, for you being here, it's a miracle. For me being here, it's a miracle, because a lot of the people who came through that process did not make it. And so anytime you have somebody who has made it through the process, guess what they have? They have some valuable nuggets to offer, not just for the people who came before, but also after. So you want to always hear and keep your ears open to the things that, people who have made it through it can provide, because guess what? Those are life-changing lessons that you don't have to repeat. You can learn from someone else, right? And so that's what we're doing here. We're not only providing entertainment, right? Because now here's the thing. I love sports. I'm a former college basketball player. That's how I got through college. I went through college through basketball. And my kids today, I have a daughter that played Division I basketball. I have my son currently playing college Division I football. And I have another one coming along the way. Those are the things that, kept us together, kept us strong, and kept us marching through and getting a chance to go to college and so forth, to explore, learn about yourself, as well as how to be a vessel in your community. So I think that's one of the cool things. That's one of the messages I have for everyone. Everyone has a purpose. Everyone has a destiny and design that they were made for. And it's up to you to find out what that would be, right? But there are ways to do that. And so I think this is a perfect age that we're in right now with AI, because some of the areas that you may not be strong in, guess what? You can be strong in now, right? This is an opportunity for us to take advantage of. And I don't want people to miss out, right? We had the .com era, the boom and so forth and some people missed out on that, but some people took advantage of it, and you see where they are today. We're coming across a new phase of that right now with artificial intelligence, with quantum energy. All those things are tied together. And I just want to get the message out there in regards to people on how they can go ahead about that and how they can utilize it most effectively.
Absolutely. I'm going to tell you something. As I said, I'm a professor at Grand Canyon University, and communication is the house of education I teach in. And GCU incorporates AI in papers and things of that nature. They encourage it. My students ask, so you're saying I can write my paper with Chat GPT? I said, no, you can't write your paper with Chat GPT.
Right.
What you can do, and I'm not advising other people, but you can create that outline. You can begin to type some stuff up and then feed it to Chat GPT to give you ideas, not write it.
There you go.
And then you're learning from it. It's learning from you. And once you write the paper, You could actually have Grammarly, which is an artificial intelligence type deal, but
Yeah.
not on the same level as Chat GPT. You can have them review for grammar errors. You can have it suggest things, but not write it for you. If you're writing code for AI, you got to think something. You are setting up the future. You are. You said the .com boom. We couldn't afford to get in the .com boom back then.
Right.
We can get it. If you're our age, well, I'm 49, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're at our age,
Yeah.
and you don't have maybe $200 or $300 to the side, knowing what you know from your past,
Yes.
to invest into something that is going to be fruitful, maybe 4 or 5 years down the road,
No doubt.
but fruitful.
Yes.
One thing we've had to learn
Yeah.
is that endurance.
Whew. Come on.
You can't be a microwave society.
No.
So I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna pitch to you, and I'm gonna tell everybody out there listening to me right now. My platform is called Risen.
Okay.
Resilience, endurance, service. Excuse me. I apologize.
No worries.
I got so excited I forgot my own stuff.
I'm excited to hear about you, brother. I'm excited to hear. You got me rubbing.
Resilience, integrity, service,
yes.
endurance, and a new purpose.
All right.
Those 5 things are what we need.
Yeah.
And if you're watching this, whether it's on a replay, whether it's on a reel, a short, or whatever the case may be, I want you to understand something. What the good reverend, the good elder said was, what he said was, and it's in my book, we were not expected to live past 16 years old. I grew up in Northwest Washington, D.C. I think the red was Mo County or PG County.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
So Mo County is the upper ghetto of DC. I'm joking. Right? Montgomery County, for those that don't know what that is.
You'll whistle like a whistle, man. Keep going.
Oh, you know it. Hey, look, Slim, we can go there. We can go with our jargon. Let's go. But here's the deal. And when I finish my second part of my memoir, day 1 at Dunbar.
Yeah.
Pre-engineering. Okay. In the heart, 5th and O Street, not 5th and O, but 9th and O, I believe, by Sursum Quarters, which was known as a ghetto.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And day 1 at Dunbar, I'm coming from Northwest DC over to the edge of Northwest DC, which has some of the best schools. Dunbar, McKinley Tech, DeMatha.
Yep, Macklin. Yep.
All that stuff is right there.
Yeah.
But day 1, there's a shooting at lunchtime.
Oh,
right outside of our school. My first day of high school. So what I want you to understand is you weren't safe anywhere except in that school. And even in that school, some things happened.
No doubt.
Not just Dunbar, but all over.
No doubt.
The 80s were not for the weak. When you have a mayor.
Come on, man. Come on. Tell them a little bit about our mayor, right?
Oh, they know that. Sorry, Rev, but that's what he said. I'm quoting. When you have, now again, in my book, I tell you guys the good things he did for the youth. He did a lot of good things for yes.
Yeah. That's the claim to fame. We love them for that.
And that in the book, I say that's the downfall too. Because when he got out of prison, we put him back in. We put him back in office. And what did the federal government do? Bill Clinton, not knocking any political side, but they said, oh, hell no. Y'all don't even know how to take care of yourself. So they stripped us of that mayor. Yeah. Right? And this is after Sharon Pratt Kelly and all that other stuff, right? So we got Anthony Williams, a comptroller from California, to watch over us. Who basically stripped us down. He looked like us, was not like us. And if Kendrick Lamar's song was out back then, it would be for him, not for Drake. But my point in getting to this story, guys, is this: that .com boom we missed, the age of the computer that we missed because we were so young.
Yes.
AI is it for you.
Man,
It is it for you. I want you guys to understand something, and I'm not going to share what we said personally off air, but if you've ever been in the federal government, human resources is getting replaced by AI right now. If you go for a high level position, not the McDonald's position, not the shift manager position, but if you're going for any type of high level position, because I've gone through the interviews, it is AI first.
Yeah.
You have got to navigate the artificial intelligence interview before you make it to speaking to a live human.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the truth. Tell them.
So with Dr. Bailey, I'm making you a doctor because I'm claiming it. I'm claiming it for you.
There he goes.
Exactly.
There we go.
What he is doing is, listen, we grew up during the Boys and Girls Club era.
No doubt. Yep.
Where you can go to the Boys and Girls Club and be safe.
Yeah.
You had Officer Friendly there.
There you go.
Who knew the community.
Knew the community. There you go.
I wrote my thesis on community policing. And I said, you bring that back and you put the police living in the community and they know the people, the crime goes down.
It does. It does.
It's just put the money into it. But why? That's another story I'm asking you about too. Why aren't we putting money into that as opposed to sending ICE and locking people up? But that's something else I'm gonna get into. That's something else I'm gonna get into. You got me hyped. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm waking people up.
I'm smiling back before you look. My wife like jokes about me. You got the biggest, whitest teeth ever, right? Well, I'm smiling because everything you're saying is so true. You have not said one non-fact right here, because this is what we're moving into is a new world, right? And so what happens is that you have these things called, and a friend of mine gave me an example of canaries. You ever heard of canaries? People are tweeting and tweeting.
Mm-hmm.
What miners used to do was they would send canaries down into the mines, right? And they would send them down to see if they were yap, right? Because they would tell them if it was a leak or something, if it was safe or not. And so what we're trying to be is canaries for the community to say, hey, listen out. These things are very important. And if you're not on the board right now, you need to get on the board. It's not too late. Some people are like, it's too far, it's too advanced. No, anybody can get in the field right now, and things are changing. And what you spoke about with the AI involved in the HR, I was mentoring one of my mentees, and I was telling him, I said, "Is this an ATS format?" He was like, "What is that?" I said, "Look, 90% of the jobs that you're applying for has an AI reviewing your resume, and unless it's in a certain format that it can read, it won't process you to the next level." So a lot of people are applying for jobs that they're overqualified for, but will never get a chance to be seen because they're not in the right format or do not know what is going on in the system or behind the system to get to that level. So that's what we're here to do today, is just to share these ideas, share about what's going on, share about the knowledge that we've acquired, so that you can build on what you already know, right? And we can take it. And the cool part is, this platform will take you or meet you at where you are. There's no judgment. You can't lose, right? We have the greatest thing in the world right now. We have internet. We have a thing that, guess what? You don't have any barriers from holding you back from your dreams. This is the age of, guess what? Of creativity. If you can create it, you can do it. A lot of folks don't know that one of the things that that is unique, that the higher power is giving us as humans, is the gift of creativity, right? So unlike animals that were also created by the Most High, He's given us the gift of creativity, of creating things. We're able to create, just like he created the moons, the stars, the trees that we see right now. He's given us that ability, right? And so now we're in the age of, guess what? We can do everything our mind says we want to do. We want to create a website. We can do that with AI. We can, without having a coding background. If you want to go ahead and have your show, you can do that now all by yourself without anybody limiting you for what you're trying to do. So now this is the opportunity for those who are creative, those who have new ideas, those who are who have a hustle and push behind them. You can do it too, and that's what we're talking about.
Absolutely, Rev. I'm gonna tell you. When you were talking,
Yeah,
you said half a phrase that you probably are familiar with and don't even realize you did.
yeah.
Reverend Jesse Jackson would go around to the schools when we were growing up, and he would end his speeches with, "If you can believe it,
Hey,
you can achieve it."
hey, there you go.
You see what I'm saying?
No
I'm not
doubt.
gonna go through the whole thing,
Yeah,
but I'm gonna use that example as during our time, because there were other black men that ran for president,
yeah,
but
yeah.
during our time, that was the first black man we saw
Yes,
almost
indeed.
get
To the president.
nominated to be. Yes.
Yes,
And this is a person that would come to our schools,
no doubt.
not just now. You guys got to remember, back then we were in junior high, elementary. We couldn't vote,
Couldn't vote.
but he took the time to come talk to these schools.
Yeah,
My principal, Arthur Graves at McFarland, he knew Reverend Jackson because they both were civil rights activists together.
wow, wow.
So he came to that school, McFarland, in
Yeah.
the 80s and spoke to us. I don't know if it was pro bono. I don't know if it was paid, because I know
Right.
schools have money now to do that. But that is impactful. Like you said, the limitation of not meeting somebody somewhere, that's not an excuse, guy. That's not an excuse.
Yeah,
You can get yourself to a library that is
Yeah.
free.
That's free.
Get on that computer, whether
Yes.
it's 20 minutes to 30 minutes, whatever it is,
Yeah.
you got it.
Yes, indeed.
If your house is 5 blocks, 10 blocks away, either walk yourself there or get on some type of bus or catch an Uber. We have autonomous driving vehicles now. Waymo or Wago, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Spend that little bit of change on there instead of going to McDonald's.
Come on, man. Come on. Come on.
Or if you indulge in the psychedelics, spend it on that instead of the psychedelics.
Exactly. Exactly.
Because your brain, another thing from our time, your brain, this is your brain on drugs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any
Yeah.
questions?
Yeah. That little egg frying, remember?
Yeah, it's a terrible thing to waste. So when you go out and you say, I don't have, or I can't,
Yeah.
you're not using your imagination. Muppet Babies, here we go. Muppet Babies. Look it up if you don't know what I'm talking about. The whole show, Jim Henson made a whole cartoon, Saturday morning cartoon, about using your imagination and putting yourself somewhere, even though you really weren't there. But if you can imagine it, someone can work with you. How do you think all this stuff we have came about? Somebody thought, what if? Don't just use it for Marvel, because Marvel don't have the trademark on what if.
Right.
Okay. What if you created the phone, the
There you go.
iPhone?
Come on.
What if you wrote the code? What if you were the person that decided, you know what? I really think AI is going to take over. So this is what I'm going to build to stop AI from taking over. It'll be a safe stop. But why limit yourself?
Why limit? No limits. This is lovely. And this is what I want people to realize. A lot of times in life, we put limits on ourselves or have allowed other people to put limits on ourselves, right? It could be, and you know what? Sometimes it's even some of the people are loved ones. You know, sometimes some of the hardest things that we experience in life is holding back from loved ones, saying, you shouldn't do that, you can't do that, woo, woo, woo. And these are people that you love and trust, but they're holding you back, right? They're limiting you, and you have to remind yourself, no, God has a higher power for me, and he's called me to do great things. And guess what? He's the one that sets the limits on what I can do, because he created me. So
absolutely.
you know, I tell a lesson all the time is, you know, it was one of the it was a book that I tell everybody to read. It's called Experiencing God. And one of the things that was cool about this book, it gave it this particular display and the guy or example, and it was $100 bill. And so the guy crumbled the $100 bill, step on it, crush it, punch it, do everything. And he opened it back up and he asked the person, what is this $100 bill worth? And they said $100 bill. So I don't care what you've been through in life. I don't care what things you've gone through. Your worth has never changed. You got me? So we as a community, we as a people have to remind ourselves that guess what? Regardless of the things that we've gone through, the trauma we've gone through, the issues, guess what? Those things are there to propel you and move you more to your calling. And that's what I'm hearing about. I'm pushing people to realize, hey, if you feel like you've been called to do something and you have a gifting for something, now is the time to do it. Not tomorrow. Now is the time to do it. Right?
Absolutely.
Because your experiences qualifies you for what your calling is to be. You can't qualify. You can't talk to a person and say, hey, you know, you need to leave this stuff alone and do this, right? They're going to look at you. What have you been through? How are you qualified to talk on this matter? Anytime we do research or any scholarly research, we always look at the qualifications of the person. Did the person study? Who did they study under? Where did this come from, right? If you're qualified, if you've been through it, you're qualified to do it. I told my daughter, she's applying for it. I said, look, you play D1 basketball. You're a former D1 basketball player. The only person hired you is a pro basketball player. I said, no one else can tell you how to get to that level because they've never been there if they haven't been to that level. That qualifies you to know more than most people ever did about this subject matter, right? So when I say, and I tell my kids, I'm confident in my youngest son, I'm confident in getting you to the next level of college. Well, I'm qualified for it. I played in college. I got your brother and sister in college. So I'm not worried about what other people's limitations or what they're saying about you. You need to trust me because I'm qualified. I don't know if they're qualified. I don't think they went to school on a scholarship, everything paid. So you got to listen to qualified people. So when you're qualified, meaning that you've been through that situation and the good Lord brought you through it, you're now qualified to meet the needs of those particular people or the people that you're called to. So these are the little nuggets. These are the things that help people find out what their gifting is, their calling is, meaning they're designed for that, right? Everything is designed. Everything in your life, from the way you look, the way you talk, the way you interact, past experience, are all part of his plan for what your calling is. And so our job is to help the elders of the community, the people in the community. Job is to help you find your calling, help to find your thing, and give you tools so that when you do find it, it helps you through that process of fulfilling your calling, right? And so that's the cool part about this stuff, man, is that
I'm going to tell you something. I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah,
I'm
go
gonna
ahead,
tell you something, because you preaching.
No, I ain't trying to be preachy.
No.
I don't even tell most folks that, you know, like this and that, and they see me up. But it's one of those things I'm passionate about.
Yes.
I like seeing life changes. I like seeing things go from one place to the end, and you like, wow, I wish somebody would have told me this, right?
Yes.
So that's what we're trying to get. We're trying to get the knowledge out so that folks can get to that next level. Because I know you've been wondering, like, man, why am I in this place? You know, why am I here? I'm stuck. I don't feel comfortable. Yeah, well, you were never supposed to be there. You're not supposed to be there long, right? And so
exactly. Pitch stop.
That's why you're uncomfortable. If you're a chicken, right? If you're an eagle and you're hanging with chickens, You're gonna be like, man, this, I like hanging down here. It's like, dude, you're supposed to be flying with this in the sky. You know why
That's
the
right.
eagle is so dangerous? The eagle can go higher. So when they attack their prey, they can come down from the higher level to get what they need to get.
Yes.
So that's why you're uncomfortable. That's why you're not happy with your life, because you ain't meant to be there. Right. And so this is the time for you to make that change, to have that generational change, because guess what? The cool part about this thing is that it's not only about you, it's about your bloodline. It's about everybody connected to you. So if you get to where you need to get to, right, and you are fulfilling everything that you're called to get, then everybody connected to you will change as well, because now they have access to you.
Surroundings.
So it's a ramification effect, right?
Brother, look, 2 things.
Yeah.
Actually, 4 things.
Okay.
But I'm gonna hook you up with a friend of mine. I don't know if you know who she is. Sylvia Crawley.
Okay.
Former WNBA player, former head basketball coach, Boston College, and other things. You need to be a speaker. She is, and that's for you. But for your daughter,
Yeah.
she's played on that level.
Yeah.
She's around current WNBA players right now.
Wow.
And can speak to the struggles.
You know it.
Okay. You, former college player,
Yeah.
you went through those struggles. So she might not listen to you because you're dad.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah. No doubt. No
Right?
doubt. Come on.
But
yeah.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make the introduction through a text. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm part of the program too. But we'll talk about that sidebar. But to speak with your daughter is something that I know Sylvia will do, period. To find out where she is and all that. Because if she really wants to go pro and she listens to what Sil has to say,
yeah,
it's on and popping. Now, as far as what we're talking about,
yeah,
I want you to think about something.
Go ahead.
You said, and I quote or paraphrase, I didn't have nobody to give me this.
Huh.
I'm gonna tell you right now, brother. We are the elders.
There we go. Isn't that something crazy?
Our grandma, our grand aunts and they not doing that. We have to do it for our kids and our kids' kids, and not even that. As you say and said, the community.
Yes.
Because grandma and grandpa weren't afraid of the numbers pushers or the smack pushers back in the day, because that was their block.
No doubt. No doubt. No doubt.
They were like, okay, I worked too damn hard. My grandmother or my grandfather were a slave.
Yes.
For us to lose this.
No doubt.
So how does that message translate to this day and age? Our parents worked too hard to give us opportunities, even though we might have come up in some of the worst situations and we fought through to pave the way for the new generation, the .com to the AI to the what, Jay-Z, H to the Izzo to the Izzy. That's what we're doing.
Yes, indeed.
We need to stand on 10 toes and say, this is our community.
Yep.
These are our people, because as you said, this is you. What you put around you is what you are. You're either going to be a chicken as an eagle, or you're going to jump and say, hey, I love y'all.
Yes, right. There you go.
Family. I'm not going to eat y'all, but I got to go fly up into the mountains, into the rare air, and find people that think like me, act like me. And you know what? You might not be able to fly with me, but I'm going to bring something back and we're going to hang out and you're going to get some knowledge. What you do with that knowledge is up to you, but I'm going to provide that knowledge. I'm going to provide that framework.
Yes, indeed. The framework.
I'm going to provide that path. And if you take it, you might not become an eagle, but you're going to have some eagle tendencies.
There you go. There you go. Come on now.
So what I want to say to you is this, Doc. You have a lot to offer. Having these contracts, this is the other thing I wanted to say before I forgot it. You need to incorporate, and this is just me.
Yeah, go ahead. Come on.
This is
I
with
love it.
Sylvia. Sylvia will be great for you. You need to incorporate a program
Mm.
for the public school systems or private school systems in your
Okay.
district or in a district. And I'm explaining this to you real quick. She can do it better. You design a program for at-risk men or youth,
Yeah.
boys, girls, whatever. You go to that school once a week or in the district, the schools on a Wednesday, and you give them the foundations 1 month. I mean, 1 hour a day. The schools have funding to pay for this program. Depends on how you pitch it,
Okay.
right?
Okay. I'm listening. I
And
love
what you do is you offer them that after school program we had,
it. Mm.
and you cater it around AI learning. You cater it around community-based things, but you got to get your foot in the door.
Yeah.
And what you do to make that larger impact
Yeah.
is you started a school, pitch it to a district. You
Okay.
tell that district, look, for $50,000 for a semester, I will go to whatever schools you want me to, 1 hour a day at the end of school to mentor children and give them this, that, and the third. Or we can do a summit.
Oh, wow. Remember the summit?
Whereas,
Oh my goodness. Yes, you're right.
I'm just telling you, I'm just telling you.
The summits, right?
Yes, we had Teen Summit on TV on BET.
Yes, on TV. I remember with the gun violence, right? The gang
Yes.
wars. Yes.
So this is what we do now. Like I said, we the elders, right? We
Yeah.
the best.
Yes.
So you go to these schools that desperately need them, Moe County, DC,
Yeah.
and you take your program and you implement it. Like you said, you're gonna share. You're gonna meet them where they're at. They ain't got to go nowhere.
There you go. There you go.
They
Fact.
ain't got to go no. That's why I said I need you to talk to Sylvia.
Yeah.
Because she can put this in a framework. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you, it's gonna cost you.
You know what?
But what you already have,
Yeah.
she can help you get into those doors with her name,
Yeah. Yeah.
your name, because you are a hometown hero.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just by saying, hey, y'all, I want to go back to my high school and I want to talk to my high school, because I sat in those chairs, in those chairs, and I can say, I sat right there where you are, literally right there where you are.
Yeah.
I was on the back stairs, right where y'all go now.
No doubt. No doubt.
And that gives you that credibility.
No doubt.
And that shares your message.
Yeah.
So again, I'm going to, don't let me forget
No,
to put you in a text
how it
message.
happens. You connect with like-minded, you know, and you elevate and you build on each other. You know what I'm saying? You build on what another person brings to the table, and I want to be like salt. I want to add flavor to it. I want to add stuff into my. If you're a friend and if you're a person, an associate, and you're not building value to your friends or your associates, then what are you doing? You want to always bring value. You always want to bring something to the table. Why? Because at that time, it allows you to develop that rapport to where, guess what? You're not using a person. You're not draining. You're adding on to. So they look at you. They're not like, oh, this person. You ever had some friends that you look at the phone number? You're like, I'm not answering this phone because all they're gonna do is drain from me. I think Jalen Rose, a ball player, he had this one saying. He said he left on his voice message. Look, if you're here to add, multiply, please leave a message. But you're here to subtract and divide. Please call me another time. Meaning, if you're going to add something to my life, guess what? You can leave a message. If you're going to multiply, meaning if you're going to multiply what I already have, hey, let's have a discussion. But if you're here to subtract, meaning take away, or even divide, meaning to separate, then I have no business and time to deal with you. And so you want to be people to where when you call, someone knows, guess what? I'm adding value to this situation and conversation.
Absolutely. And I believe his school, that's part of the tenets of his school.
Is it?
And,
oh, wow. Yeah, I forgot. He did open the school up.
Yes, he did. And that's the thing. You want to pour into those people and don't take as little as possible from them because they don't have much. And once you pour into them, you start to add to them and they start to see it. and they start to want to believe it, and they want to again, I'm stealing from Reverend Jackson.
Yeah.
They want to achieve it.
Yeah.
You know.
Ain't
So
nothing wrong. There was nothing wrong with Jackson. And you know what's interesting? There was the former NFL Players Association president, and he made a point. He was getting interviewed, and he was asked about, you know, what certain things that certain communities need. And he says people need mirrors and windows, mirrors to see themselves, and windows to see the possibility.
My God,
that's what we're trying to do. Is that we're trying to show you windows to see yourself. You could do it too. Yes, you see us talking and everything, but guess what? The same thing you're seeing us do, you can do as well. But also possibilities. You can do even more so. And so we just want to put that platform out, put that knowledge out so that people can eat it, be edified, learn from it, grow from it. And like I said, we're different. Our generation is a little bit different because it's a mixture of everything in it. And so they all come together. But that's part of our calling. That's part of what makes it different. We believe in authenticity is very important to us. And so back in the day, when we had a rapper come out or a musician, how authentic was it? What's his credibility? Is he doing what he's saying he's doing? And if you're not, then you would lose all credibility and you wouldn't be valid anymore. So
no matter what your rhyme sounds,
I don't care what your rhyme is. He's not real, you know.
Yeah.
So that's something that's big to our community and our culture. And one of the things that I'm learning is certain things for the next generation. Their culture is totally different. They don't believe in authenticity. They want this or that. And so for us, we also have to learn how to speak their language. And so one of the biggest things is education is huge, right? And so what is the great thing about you teaching at the university level, which is amazing, is that the fact that teachers have an important role, educators have an important role because they're transferring knowledge to empower people. And one of the things that I had to learn as I got older and I went through all these schoolings, and because I went through those schoolings, I had a chance to reflect on me and to improve myself, was that for those people out there who are dealing with different learning disabilities, different withholding things that they're like, all right, I got dyslexia or ADHD or all these different things. Guess what? It's not your fault the school system failed you. They just didn't teach you the way that you learned. And that's one of the things that we have to stress to our people. You're not dumb. You have everything everybody else. You just learn a different way. And all you need to do is find out the way that you learn. And then if you find out the way you learn and then train yourself in the way that you learn, you'll go way much farther and you'll be surprised what you can do. My wife, Dr. Carla Bailey, she's in Turkey. She just left Turkey. She just gave a conference on the ethics in AI. So one of the companies called ITEL that she works with, and her story is wild because she was in the federal space and she was let go and she was heartbroken. And so she came to me like, this is crazy. What should I do? I was like, well, I'm gonna tell you this. I said, look, and she laughs. We laughed today because, I'm a mixed breed. So I'm gonna give you some scripture, but I'm also gonna give you some real life words.
Cool.
Hey, B, everybody get shot every day, B. You be all right. And so she laughs today because she's thriving. Yeah. But it kind of put her in the realm place. The things that we've learned is resiliency, right? You talked about resiliency because what happens is you learn in life that things ain't gonna go your way all the time, right? But that's okay. You go ahead, you get back up. It's about how you respond, not what happens to you.
Yes.
It's the response that you give it, right?
Yes.
So anytime you face any kind of challenge, it's the way you respond. How do you get back up? Are you going to give up at that moment? Or are you going to respond in a way that, guess what? I don't care what you say, I'm going to still get it. All right. And so because of that resiliency, she was able to get, her first contract and do some things and talk about in the AI space. And so, I'm real proud of her and what she's done to expand the company and get to do some things that she would never have thought that she would have done. And it just speaks to the power of knowing who your maker is, right? And
Mm.
always realigning. You get knocked off line, you know, what do you do with a gun that gets you realign it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Realign it based off of you know, little markers. And we have to realign our lives sometimes when we get knocked off course to realign it. And then once you realign it, you're able to shoot stronger and straighter. And so that's what we have to do when we get hit with some kind of pushback or things that didn't go our way. We realign and we go right back at it.
Absolutely. Doc Bailey, we've been talking for 45 minutes.
Has
We just
it,
having a
like it's been like 10 minutes. I look.
I know. Look, I know you got some stuff you got to do. I want to keep you on for the other half of my show, to be honest. Get some sports perspective.
Oh man, I love sports, man. Sports is I coach youth football, I coach youth basketball. I'm seeing a lot of my babies now playing college TV right now, and so it's for me. You know, one of my boys is coach is Myron Flowers, and he's one of the top trainers in the Washington D.C. area. So if you're trying to have your kids go to the league or go to the next level, Myron Flowers is one of the best. And he's trained the Diggs brothers, he's trained the Davis brothers, the one Vontae and
Vernon.
But here's the thing. Unless you connect with people that been in there and know the game and know the stuff, you'll never get plugged into the secrets of how they were able to do it. And so he's part of my team. When it came to my kids making it to the next level, he was part of it. For my daughter, same thing along. You have to have a team of people who had that experience to walk you through the process, because what did you say earlier? The framework, the pathway.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a framework and pathway to make it easier so you don't have to keep bumping your head. But if you can find that person to give you that framework to move forward, you better rock with them all the way.
Yep. Listen, I got some other people. Azar, I don't know if you know Azar Abdul Rahim, but now he's the assistant
at Maryland.
Yeah, high school buddy of mine.
Okay, listen.
We both played at Dunbar. We both played with Dakar.
Yeah.
So what you just said, like he was head coach at Friendly for a while before he went to Alabama.
He took that program out of nothing and made it a national powerhouse.
And that's what I wanted to share with what you just said. You got to know the people, right? Azar, his dad, I was there when his dad, because he left Carroll, came to Dunbar after we won the championship. And, you know, his dad was his driving force, right?
Yeah.
His dad showed him. Then he went on to be an Aztec at San Diego State or whatever.
Yep.
But that process, he knows. And he's helped, like you said, the Diggs boys, the Davis boys. He's been around those people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he knows. Matter of fact, anyway, I got a lot to say. But
I always tell my boy to be continued, because we're having such a good conversation.
Yes.
Continue.
So what I want to do right now is I want you to give the people out here that's going to see this a way to contact you, your social media handles, where can they reach you next or see you next?
All right. So if you want to get in contact with me with any kind of AI education, please go to itelsolutions.com, www.itelsolutions.com, Intel Solutions. Then you'll get a chance to work with myself and my wife, my beautiful wife of over 22 years, Dr. Carla Bailey. We specialize in education and learning. And so you can reach us through that email, or you can reach me through my personal email, baileyadaniel@gmail.com, and I'll respond back to your email, and we can talk and talk about particular opportunities that can go, that we can help you with. So like I said, I'm excited about what the future holds. Like I said, thank you for allowing me to be on your podcast. This is amazing work. I love everything that comes out. And hey, folks, this guy has jewels right here. So if you just hang around him, you'll just pick up stuff along the way. I picked up a couple of jewels just being there, so I'm blessed. So that's how you can get in contact with me, by email. Yep, that's the best.
Well, one, I'm asked for some grant help. Help a brother out. Help me get to where you are already. We're gonna talk offline, right?
No doubt.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna tell y'all something. My show, Fantasy Sports and Politics, ranged for 15, 16 years now. Ever since President Obama, the day I started this show was the day President Obama was elected. That was the day I returned from Iraq, kissed the ground. It's going to be in the next book. I'm going to tell you that right now. But this program ranges not just sports. I'm tired of people saying because you have a sports mind, you can't articulate or understand other intricacies. Because you can.
You can.
Yes, and I like bringing on guests. Might have a sports background, might not, but they can provide you information so that you can grow.
Yes, indeed.
And understand that when you have a talking head say, just shut up and dribble.
Come on.
I'm not going to mention her name. Or if you have someone that say, oh, they're an athlete. What do they know? I want you to understand something. Everybody's not a meathead. Yeah, we can get jacked, but it's up here. This is the strongest muscle. The strongest muscle. And just like with your body, if you don't exercise it, it's going to be weak.
You better believe it.
So what I want you guys to do is, I want you to go to intelsolutions.com. I want you to see what I call you professor, doctor, I'm calling you everything.
I'll take it.
Elder Bailey. Yeah. Well, because your wife is already the doc, right?
And guess what? Guess what I did to her? I called her doctor before she did it. And I said, guess what? It's just a matter of time. You just gotta walk into what you already are. That's it.
Exactly.
You're already that. It's just you walk into it.
That's what we need to do to the folks here that don't think they have anything. Call them what they need to be.
Yes.
Right? But go to intelsolutions.com. Reach out to Doc Bailey and Elder Bailey. Let them empower you. Let them turn that light bulb on in you.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna work away so they can get paid for this. Because I'm telling you, they don't need it. Let me change that. They need to be paid for the things that they're going to do in your life and others' lives. Sure. And I'm going to be a part of that.
No
I'm some way, shape, or form. We're going to be on a stage talking to folks.
No doubt.
Whether it's a stadium of 50, 60,000 or auditorium of 300. It does not matter because the message is real and needed.
Yes, indeed.
Doc Bailey, I want to thank you again.
Man, it's my pleasure. Like I said, to be continued. Much love, brother.
Yes, sir. Enjoy your day because I'm about to talk about some football. Aaron Rodgers blowing my parlay and all that other stuff.
They saw as soon as that Flacco trade happened, they were like, look, y'all got some cooking going on. And he was showing right, wasn't he? Everybody thought he was crazy, but hey, the coach, he knew what was going on. He's like, there's some cooking going on. So
hey, Tomlin knows, right? Tomlin don't speak on nothing.
No, he don't. It took the commentators a while to say, "Oh man, he was right. He did know something was going on."
See, I should have listened though. I should have changed my parlay, but I didn't. I left it like it was. But okay. So I want you to enjoy your day, brother. All right.
Have a good one.
All right. Bye-bye. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Elder Daniel Bailey. Again, check out itsolutions.com. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to get into week 7. All right. So last week, week 6, I was 10-5. 10-5. And, it wasn't too bad. A couple things I wish I could take back. I'm starting the week off bad again, even though it was a bad beat. Because, of course, I had Pittsburgh beating Cincinnati. Who didn't? The Bengals fans. I don't even care about what I did last week. It's all about this week. So what I want you guys to do is take this ride with me, okay? Take this ride with me. Some tough games this week. Really tough games this week. I got my pad. I got my pen. Let's get it in. The Rams at Jacksonville, both are 4-2, but the Rams are suffering a huge loss, 2 huge losses. Puka Nacua is out, but also the left tackle of the Rams is out. It's either left tackle or left guard. Can't remember which position. That's huge. I believe the lineman is more detrimental than the receiver. Why? Because you still got Devontae Adams, who will gobble up all those catches that Puka does not have because he's out. That replacement guard or tackle, they got to deal with Josh Allen, not the quarterback, but the other one, defensive end, outside linebacker. The Jaguars laid an egg last week, and I was listening to Moving the Chains with Pat Kerwin and Jim Miller. I love the program. And one thing they talked about was, why didn't Sunshine run like he did versus Kansas City? They collapsed the pocket on him, and he had nowhere to run. But if Sunshine, because they're going to run the same type of scheme with the Rams against Jacksonville like you saw last week, right? But he needs to be a threat to run the ball to loosen up that secondary. The Rams give up passing yards. They stop the run pretty well, so I'm not expecting Travis Etienne to have a huge week, but he might have a decent game. I'm looking at Mr. Thomas, and if Naomi Brown can catch the ball, Naomi Brown have big games. Travis Hunter might even get like 5-6 balls, right? He's not going to be locked up on, well, I don't know. He might. I don't think he's going to be locked up on Devontae. But if he's locked up on Tutu, cancel Christmas for Tutu. So I believe he's going to play both sides of the ball. This creates a different challenge for the Rams. One, the game's in London, so it's a pro Jacksonville Jaguars crowd. The NFL isn't slick. They've been feeding London, Jacksonville all the time. I know that hurts the economy in Duval and in Florida, that at least 2 games out of the year, out of the 8 that are supposed to be at the home stadium, are in London or overseas. But that crowd has been conditioned to cheer for the Jaguars. How many of them know Matthew Stafford? How many of them really care about Devontae Adams? Puka, who I think early on, Offensive Player of the Year, Puka Nacua, if he comes back next week. They probably just know him. They don't know that defense. And I admit, I was wrong about what Jacksonville's going to be this year. I think they're going to probably make the playoffs this year. Whether they win the division or not, I think they're going to make the playoffs. And this game against the Rams is going to be very, very interesting. Very close game. Starts at 6:30 a.m. Eastern. So, 6:30 a.m. Pacific. So 6:30 a.m. my time. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. I'm giving it to Jacksonville on the strength that Jacksonville has that home field advantage. And no Puka Nacua. I don't know what's up with Kerryon Williams, but they're going to have to lean heavy on him. Jacksonville is without their best linebacker. But I don't think that's going to really stop that defense from being what it is, one of the best defenses in the league right now. So we'll see. Next game. Oh, I hate the Bears. I hate the Bears. They beat my team. This week, they host New Orleans Saints. Now, New Orleans Saints, they're a very tough team, especially at home, but this is on the road. This, Soldier Field. I think that win over Washington sets them up for a pretty decent run of winning games. Okay? Caleb still has some things he needs to work on as far as being the quarterback, but that cured a lot. It really did. New Orleans is 1-5. You know, they need a quarterback. I keep saying Kyler Murray. Spencer Rattler is a good quarterback, but not one that's going to get you over the hump in the NFL. Not to mention the quarterback that you drafted, New Orleans. Nobody's calling for him. Not one person. The fact that Spencer Rattler beat him out and there's no one calling for Spencer Rattler to be replaced because you're 1-5 says a lot about what you picked and why you shouldn't have picked him. Even if you got Dylan Gabriel, would have been better. Even though Dylan Gabriel is, I'll get to that. Y'all know who y'all should have got in the first round. I'm gonna get off of it. But I gotta give this game to Chicago. The Shy. Let's go Miami and Cleveland. Speaking of Dylan Gabriel. This is supposed to be in a nasty weather conditioned game. A lot of rain, right? Dylan Gabriel might have a strong arm, but he does not display it. Kevin Stefanski has tried to hide his inaccuracies downfield by calling short route games. Tua, look, first of all, I'm going to tell y'all something about Tua. Tua was trying to save his coach's job when he said what he said to the public a week ago. He's come out since and said, okay, what he said was wrong, so on and so forth. But Tua said what he said to the media about his teammates not being respectful, not doing this, that, and the third to save his coach's job. Unfortunately, it made it look like Mike McDaniels was not doing his job. Okay? When a player, the quarterback of the team, calls a players-only meeting and the players don't even show up on time or show up at all, that's not on the head coach. That's not on the head coach. Either the team doesn't respect that quarterback, or you have players that just don't care. So they came out and they lost today. Almost lost. Look, both teams are 1-5. 1-5. Cleveland, I expected to have at least maybe one extra win. But I told you guys, Mike McDaniel will probably be fired before or at the bye week because Miami is so bad. So no matter what Tua said or anybody else said, the performance is what matters. And Cleveland has the stronger run game. You might say, what? Devin Achane is a beast. Devin Achane isn't a power running back. Junkins is. So it pains me to do this, but I'm going to pick Cleveland. And guess what? It's going to make Dylan Gabriel look good because all he's going to do is dump pass here, dump pass there. But it's going to be on the strength of Junkins and that defense. Here's what's happening in Cleveland, y'all. Y'all remember Trent Dilfer? Trent Dilfer is a Super Bowl champion. He was drafted by Tampa Bay, could not do anything there, was sent to Baltimore. They had a running back by the name of Jamal Lewis. Jamal Lewis was the receiver. On the opposite side of the ball, they had a middle linebacker named what? Ray Lewis. There's a bunch of Lewises in Baltimore. They ran the ball with Jamal. They stopped the run and put fear in everyone with Ray and company. Trent Dilfer goes to Super Bowl, actually throws like 3 touchdowns. Brandon Stokely, I think, caught 1 or 2 of them, and they win the Super Bowl. I'm not saying Dylan Gabriel is going to do that. What I'm saying is that's the same game plan that Kevin Stefanski is implementing. We're going to win or try to win in spite of our quarterback. This is probably the only game they're going to win because of their running back and the strength of their defense. Is this that Baltimore Raven defense of that past? No. Is this the Jamal Lewis of that Baltimore Ravens offense? No. But the game plan is. And unfortunately, Miami has given up. They have. I don't see much. I know Jalen Waddle, Devin Chain. Look, I think it's going to be a mutter. I just think Cleveland has a better defense and a better mutter running offense. Let's go to Kansas City and Las Vegas. Oh, by the way, some locks. Let me put some locks. Chicago is a lock. Kansas City is a lock. And I'm going to tell you why. Kansas City normally has a problem playing Vegas. They do. But here's my thing. Rashee Rice is back. He's probably going to get 10 balls. Think about it. Rashee Rice, Worthy, Hollywood, Kelsey. I don't care if it's Pacheco. I don't care if it's Hunt. I don't care if it's Smith. You got to cover those 3. Plus Juju Schuster-Smith. And Worthington when they bring them in. They never should have gave Pat Mahomes this type of money. Because the defense is going to step up. Because why? The offense is going to put up a lot of points. And you don't have to worry about guessing what your opponent is going to be doing. Geno Smith, reduce him to 25 passes a game. Run Genty like he's the only thing you got. Brock Bowers is out. Myers had a good game last week. Remember, Myers was drafted before Bowers to do the things that Bowers was doing last year, but for whatever reason wasn't utilized that way. But you saw last week what Myers can do. He's just as good. They have 2 receiving tight ends. So we'll see what happens. But Kansas City is not worried about Jacoby. Jacoby Myers. That's what I'm talking about, the receiver. They're not worried about Thornton or Tucker. That's your offense. KC for the dub. Good game here. Philly at Minnesota. Carson Wentz. If you forgot, Carson Wentz, the Super Bowl champion. Carson Wentz isn't even beloved in Philly, even though he led that team up until He got hurt to the Super Bowl and won Philadelphia's first Super Bowl. We know who won it. Okay, we're talking about Carson Wentz. So if you don't think Carson Wentz wants to come in or have Philadelphia, the team that let him go after they drafted him, right, and put on a show with Justin Jefferson and Addison, Mason, and Hopkinson, and that defense, I think Carson Wentz is probably going to study his butt off for this game. I really do. I think Carson Wentz is going to probably have his best career game as a professional against Philly. This is yet another game that I think Philly has to throw the ball. They got away with just running it early on because those teams couldn't stop it. Saquon Barkley averaging 60 yards a game is not what you want. But Saquon Barkley in the passing game and the run game is very scary. A.J. Brown, he wants the ball. He's a receiver, of course. Slim Reaper, Devontae Smith, wants the ball, but quiet. Dallas Goedert gets the ball. We could use some more. This is a matchup of strong defenses. Strong. I think Carson Wentz has a very good game, but he makes a fatal mistake. He throws an interception that either becomes a pick six or sets the Eagles up for a touchdown. And that's going to be the difference. I got to go with Philly. But isn't J.J. McCarthy healthy? Isn't he ready to come back? I don't know. Let's talk about this. Look, I'm going to make this a lot. Because I just think this team is better. Do not believe the fool's gold of Carolina. Rico Dowdle had a purpose against the Cowboys. He did. He had a purpose against the Cowboys. But the Panthers are so Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, you don't know what to expect from them. You don't. On the road, they are atrocious. They're going to New York. Aaron Glenn's defending Justin Fields. I get it. That's the quarterback you chose over Aaron Rodgers. I get it. But when you throw for -1 yard and you injure, because Garrett was contorting his body trying to catch the ball. Questions of whether your star running back or your starting running back would be traded this week come about. That's not good business. It's not good business. The Jets are going to come out and answer at home versus the Panthers. And I think they win like 30-10. Honestly, I got the Jets beating the Panthers. That's right, I said it. The Jets beat the Panthers 30-10. Book it. Now, ooh-wee. Another lock. Another one. Let me explain something to you. Let me talk to you. Your head coach is fired. Your captain defensive player says that we have no idea what we're doing out there. Your quarterback, the face of your team, says the whole team is ass. and you're 1-5. You're 1-5 by the grace of God, because if not for two miraculous things happening in the Arizona Cardinals game, you lose that game. Cam Ward almost lost the game by throwing an interception when they're going in for a score. God intervened, and the DB fumbled the ball into the end zone where Tyler Lockett recovers it for the touchdown. DeMarcado drops the ball before crossing the end zone. All in the same game. The Titans are a terrible, terrible team. Oh, and by the way, they're playing New England this week. Mike Vrabel used to coach them. Mike Vrabel knows that organization, and Mike Vrabel wants to put it on them. He's unleashed the dragon in Drake May. Hopefully he finds Stephon Diggs, and it just wasn't Stephon Diggs' revenge match versus Buffalo, but that's what needs to happen. Feed that beast. The Titans don't have a good defense. And I've said this in many chats that I'm in that talk about this, the play of Cam Ward. Cam Ward makes decent reads, but Cam Ward, he contorts his receivers to catch the ball. Too high, too low, outside, inside. Calvin Ridley's out because he got injured trying to catch a ball in last week's game. Seeing Cam Ward live, I'm telling you, Cam Ward needs to learn how to put touch on the ball and he knows how to lead them, but reduce that lead window. Just because they have a ginormous catch radius does not mean that you put the receiver in harm's way to catch the ball. And stop zipping a 10-yard pass when all you got to do is put it where they can catch it and go. Now, there are times you got to zip it, but not all the time. I thought, and I was wrong, I thought the Patriots had one of the best secondaries in football coming into this season. If you look back at my defensive rankings, matter of fact, I think I got them right here for y'all. I think I got them right here. Let me see. Yeah, let me show it. I had New England as the 8th best defense, and the Ravens number 1, which is obviously not happening. Defense in the NFL. Their secondary is making me question that. They're stopping the run. They are good. The Patriots are going to the playoffs. I told you guys they're going to the playoffs. I told you. They might get over 10 wins. I had them at 9-8. They might go 10-7, if not better. So when you take the animosity that I know Mike Vrabel has towards Tennessee for firing him, because he did not leave on amicable terms, no matter what's said. He did not leave on amicable terms. A team that's hot versus a team that's not. It was an NE heartbreak again. I'm locking in New England to destroy the Titans and Cam Ward. They're going to be 5-2. Crazy. Let's go on to the Giants and Denver. This is not an easy game. I don't care that the Giants are 2-4 and the Broncos are 4-2, tied for the top division lead in the AFC West. Think about that. They're 4-2. The Chargers are 4-2. Kansas City is 3-3, about to be 4-3. A game or half a game behind these teams. And Chargers already beat them once. Denver needs to tighten it up. Right? They need to tighten it up. The Giants are a team they should beat, but the Giants, 2 young lions, Dart and Cam Scatterboo, might have a short career, Cam, but you're going to have a good one. And they're doing it without Malik Neighbors. The problem is Denver's defense, as I just showed you, I think I had them number 2, just behind Baltimore, but they're actually number 1. Actually, the Falcons have the number 1 defense in the NFL, but Denver's defense can do some work versus that Giant offense. Don't get it twisted. They can do some work versus them. But can that offense seem to get itself together and get out of its own way? I think so. I got Denver also a lock over the Giants. Tough matchup. Again, a team I didn't think was going to go anywhere. I told you guys, if Daniel Jones is the quarterback of the Colts versus Anthony Richardson, it's going to be a different outlook, right? I told you that when I did the AFC South. I did not expect them to be 5-1, though. I did not. The Chargers are running into a problem. They lose both their tackles. They signed a defensive end, or they traded for a defensive end. They lose their starting running backs, plural. Either Vidal or Haskins will be the feature back. You don't know which one. Last week was Vidal, and Haskins spelled him, even though Haskins was named the number 1. They're going through it right now. And this is when the Colts are catching them at a most vulnerable time. The Colts are hitting on all cylinders. All cylinders. Right? Run game is strong. Passing game is strong. Defense is playing good. They're going, I called them San Diego, didn't I? LA. They're going to LA, and they're going to romp and stomp on LA. LA just has too many problems right now. Too many injuries. I got to give it to the Colts. 6-1. Oh my gosh. I don't think Houston's going to win that division. Sorry, guys. I lost money too, but it is what it is. Green Bay at Arizona. Look, let me tell you something. First of all, Green Bay is not that good. They're not. However, Arizona is terrible. They look a lot better with Jacoby Brissett at quarterback. But I'm going to remind you guys something. Jacoby Brissett is a career backup for a reason. Marvin Harrison Jr. cleared the concussion protocol. He should be playing. Great. But Micah Parsons and company are coming after Jacoby Brissett. Carter. Can he duplicate what he did 2 weeks ago versus Green Bay defense? I don't think so. The person in this game that should have the best production for the Cardinals is McBride. Green Bay has a problem covering the tight end. They do. The tight end gets open, but can the quarterback get the ball to the tight end? Jacoby Brissett likes checking it down to the tight end, but Jacoby Brissett also likes throwing the ball deep. I don't know if he's going to have time to do that. In fact, I sold my tickets, or I listed my tickets for this game because I didn't want to go to the game just to see Green Bay whoop up on them. I'll be honest with you. That's what I think's going to happen. Green Bay is going to beat up on the Cardinals. My final lock for the week. Green Bay. Now, a game that means something to me. Means a lot to me. Washington goes to Dallas. I hate you, Cowboys. I really dislike you, Cowboys. All right. What up, Beef? Let's go Commanders. That's right. Let's go Commanders. No Terry. No rain. So the ball ain't going to just slip out and cause us to lose the game. I still love you, JD. But the Cowboys get CeeDee Lamb back. Him and Pickens together and Ferguson and Williams gives me a migraine headache. Because that's our weakness, our secondary. But if Bill and the run game can control the clock, we can make this a game that we should win. Cowboys suck on defense. That's why I think this is going to be a shootout, and Washington has a better defense. Can it be exposed? Yes, it sure can. But I don't think the Cowboys can stop JD from running. I'm calling it now. I think Jalen Daniels runs for over 100 yards in this game. Yes, I'm saying the quarterback of the Washington Commanders will run for over 100 yards versus the Dallas Cowboys this weekend. Debo, he might get 100 yards receiving. Ertz, easy 50. Easy 50. But can the defense of the Commanders do what the Carolina Panthers defense just did last week, which is stop Dak and company? They were without CeeDee Lamb, right? So CeeDee Lamb is a huge factor here. CeeDee Lamb has great games versus Washington. I don't know if Lattimore can do it. I don't. I really don't. But then you got Pickens on the other side. This is a homer pick. Let's be clear. But it's also, I really think they're going to beat the brakes off the Cowboys because the Cowboys defense is so suspect. This might be a 30-35 game. I think it's going to be high scoring. Take the over in this one. But I'm going to go Washington. Yes, homer pick. Atlanta at San Francisco. Look, Atlanta is who I said they were. They lost a game they shouldn't have lost versus the Panthers. And I felt they should have beat the Bucks week 1. They did. San Fran has been doing it with smoke and mirrors. Literally smoke and mirrors. George Kittle is supposed to come back. This is a Monday night game or Sunday night game. Brandon Ayuk may or may not play. I don't know if they brought him back or not. I don't know if they activated him. But Ricky Parasol out. Kendrick Bourne has been lights out with Matt Jones. Matt Jones is quarterback again because Brock Purdy's still out. Atlanta has the number 1 defense in the NFL, but they're susceptible to the pass. You still got Christian McCaffrey, who has played against Atlanta's defense when he was with the Panthers. But no Fred Warner on that defensive side of the ball. Can they stop Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier? Can they cover Drake London? Who's covering Kyle Pitts? We're not even talking about Darnell Mooney, who I believe is out, but not even talking about him. I know San Fran's 4-2, and I know they've been doing it with smoke and mirrors, gutting it out with their 4th stringers and stuff like that. I just think Atlanta's a little too high-powered for them right now. If Kittle does play, that's a big, big help. But does he have the rapport with Macaroni Tony Jones that he has with Purdy? I think Kyle's going to call plays for him, no doubt. But he's going to go somewhere else where he's comfortable, like Kendrick Bourne. I got to go with the ATL. Dun, 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 dun. I got to go with the ATL. Got to go with the ATL. All right. Monday night game. 2 Monday night games. I think this is going to be the format for the foreseeable future. Like every other week, especially during buys, you're going to have 2 Monday night games, right? First one, Tampa at Detroit. Listen, man, 5-1 versus 4-2. This is potentially a playoff game again. I'm going to tell you, I don't know how Tampa has been doing it. Baker, that's how they've been doing it. But look, Ibuka's out. Godwin's out. Mike Evans supposed to play. We'll see. That leaves Cade Otton. Is Bucky Irvin playing, or is it White? On paper, Detroit has this game, but Baker gives people fits no matter who the receivers are. He reads coverages. He's a very good quarterback. And for those that are in my league or anywhere else that says Baker's a bust, y'all are stupid and slow. Sorry. I still love some of y'all. A couple of y'all kick rocks. Baker is not a bust. Only your mindset is a bust. But this game right here and the previous, 6 games, Baker has proven with either one receiver, maybe 2, starting running back, backup running back, that they're going to win. However, Detroit's pissed at what happened to them last week. They are pissed. It's time to chew some kneecaps. And the Pirate is coming to town without a lot of the weapons needed. I got to go with Detroit. Detroit. Let's go. Stand up. Okay. This is the beginning of the renaissance, the change of Houston. This is the downfall of the Seahawks. I'm picking Houston, by the way, before we go any further. I got Houston beating Seattle. You know why? The defense of Houston is going to befuddle your boy, Sam Darnold. The fact that Sam Darnold has not targeted Cooper Kupp more than 6 times in a game. I get it. Jackson Smith and Jigba is the guy. I got it. But Cooper Kupp, you don't sign him to be or treat him like the 3rd or 4th option. Zach Charbonnet and Walker are still going to split carries, right? I don't know how they're going to do it, but they're going to split carries. Charbonnet's been getting the goal line and vulture and everything. I don't know what's going on with the Seahawks offense as far as that goes. Houston's offense, they go, they stop, they go, they stop, they go, they stop. They're going to go this week. Everything they're going to go this week. I think this is going to be defense versus defense, and which offense does not make the biggest mistakes will win. Because both defenses are strong. Seattle has a strong defense. Something's telling me that Houston's going to rise up in this game. I really think they are. There's an opportunity for Houston to get back into the division and win the division. Again, if Indy wins this week, they'll be 6-1. If Houston wins this week, they'll be 3-3. They still have to play each other 2 head-to-head games. Jacksonville. I said Jacksonville wins the game, right? Let me make sure before Yes, I said Jacksonville wins the game. That'll make them 5-2. 2 games or 1 game ahead of Houston. But what if Jacksonville loses this game? They're 4-3. And Houston wins their game. They're 4-3. I'm just telling you. You know, Houston has a lot riding on this game. A lot. They can close the gap in their division. They can turn the season around and have their offense kickstart their heart a little bit. And Houston, you don't have a big problem, but you got a small problem. We don't know if Joe Mixon's going to come back. or when he's going to come back. We'll see. Is it going to be the rookie running back? Is it going to be Nick Chubb? What's it going to be? Are you going to get Nico Collins more involved? Who's going to be the other receiving threats from the tight end or wide receiver position? Nothing has worked out. I think in this game, you find out. And Houston wins. Houston wins. Houston wins. And talk a little baseball real quick. Dodgers clinch the National League. Woohoo! We knew that. The Seattle Mariners are one game away from going to the World Series. Think about that. They had Griffey. They had Bowers. They had a whole bunch of great talent. Randy Johnson. They are one win away from meeting the Dodgers in the World Series. Toronto's not laying down, but I'm telling you, Seattle versus the Dodgers is what I predicted for the World Series. I didn't predict it on the show, but I did predict it in a couple places. Ohtani, yes, he gets the National League MVP for the championship series. Got it. Riley. I think Riley's going to get the AL championship series MVP. He's been the constant for them. And the pitching has been decent. The pitching has been so good that the bats and the pitching have mirrored one another. So when the bats are bad, the pitching's bad. When the bats are good, the pitching is good. They got to carry that on for another 5 games to win a World Series. Think about it. If the Seattle Mariners go to the World Series and defeat Goliath, the Dodgers, the evil empire, I believe that'll be Seattle's first ever World Series championship. And to do it against the Dodgers and Shohei, wow. We'll see. But that's what I have in the World Series, Seattle and the Dodgers. And I honestly think that Seattle has a shot at winning it. If the Blue Jays go, Dodgers all day. Because I think the Dodgers sticks are better than the Blue Jays sticks, and the pitching for the Dodgers is better than the Blue Jays pitching. Take it for what it's worth. That's what I got for you on that. However, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank my guest that came on because we're about to get out of here. Soon to be doctor, right? Currently, elder Daniel Bailey. Again, intelsolutions.com. Intelsolutions.com. Look him up. AI is the future for most. Let's start our kids. I don't care what community you're in. Let's start them understanding it, building it, and profiting off of it. Bottom line. Let's get them into some schools to talk about it, to do some programs. Let's do it. Okay? I want to thank him for coming on this morning. Did an early show because he was available at this time. And I appreciate it. My locks. I have 6 locks for you this week. Chicago, Kansas City, Jets, New England, Denver, Green Bay, all money line. No points. I don't know if they're going to come to spread or not, but that's my money line. If you want to do a round robin because you think the Jets might not beat Carolina, that's fine too. But those are my lots for this week. With that being said, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. You know, y'all have been great to me, and I appreciate the love. I appreciate all that's come my way, because there's more to come. There's more to come, and I want to continue to give you guys that more. Okay, I really, really do. So stick around next week. Actually, I might do a show Tuesday. I might do a show Tuesday. We got some guests I want to bring on, and I hope that you enjoy them. Again, we just don't talk about sports. We don't just talk about fantasy or politics. I want to bring you some business aspects, some inspirational things. My tagline: inspiration, motivation, variety. I'm giving you the variety. Okay? So, with that being said, I'll see y'all next week.
Fantasy, sports, and politics.
Get ready to rumble!
You wanna talk smack? You in the right place. So take a step back before I get all up in your
Remember,
face.
because I don't remember. I remember every bit of this.
You're the dudes holding on the phone line. Your voice will be heard, sir.
Next caller, please.
Oh!
Jerry's gonna get him.
Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics.
Listeners are asking questions about this week's games, not Jerry's personal beef. So what's your thought?